So I'm going to talk right now about A storylines and B storylines. And that's the simple concept that every story has more than one story that's really being told. You can think of this as those situations where you're telling a story to someone who wasn't there, and a friend or family member who probably was there interrupts you and says, "That's not how the story went. You're forgetting this part," or "It went like this." Of course, they see the story differently than you, but it doesn't mean that either one's perspective is incorrect. It just means that the thing that happened meant two different things to the two people. So a good example of this, you can take any commercial story really. We'll take Hunger Games, for example. You ask some people what the Hunger Games means to them, and they might say that it's about a girl who sticks up for her family, provides for her family, encounters violence because her sister would have had to do so. You can ask other people what they think about the Hunger Games, and they may say it's about a love triangle, and the games get in the way of a love affair, and so on and so forth. So you have these two perhaps opposing opinions, but they actually both are correct. You have one story that's telling essentially two stories. So you can do, in the last video I talked about the 7-sentence story structure. You can do the 7-sentence story structure for one idea, 7-sentence story structure for the second idea. And once you marry those on top, you have an even fuller story. So you can practice this with any commercial stories, because commercial, really popular movies and popular books nowadays are really good at selling it to a massive audience. The only way you can do that is by catering to different viewpoints, what different people like. Why would the average female like this? Why would the average male like this? Older person, younger person. And you'll see clearly there's A storylines, there's B storylines. Anybody who watches SpongeBob or things like that, where a kid and an adult will watch it, any Pixar movie, there's jokes that the adults can get and the kids can get, and they like it for two different reasons. So there's A and B.